Song.
Just one sec. Okay, here we go. How's it going, guys? Um, I decided, why not live stream? I haven't had a live stream since the debate, and even then I have not live streamed at all. So, I hope all of y'all who are watching are doing well. And yeah, I have to fix this camera angle as well. Excuse me. Okay. That was my share. Okay. Um, yeah. Let's see if I can make one small adjustments. Okay. And then it's kind of gonna tip over. Okay. Or I could just do this if we want to. I apologize. Oh yeah, that looks good for me at least. So, how's it going, guys? Today, what we're gonna do is basically kind of like a Q&A slash news segment here on this live stream. And yeah, I could also, tour my house and stuff. But anyone who has any questions, um, I will be answering them as you have them. So, without further ado, um, let's start with the news, okay? And again, it's not really just one set stream. It could be anything that you get streamed. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna turn on my TV. How's it going? 42? 42 set height. I hope everything is going well down in Colorado. And yeah. Oh, who do we have here? Copa America. Venezuela versus Canada. I could also do that. They can groove that way. It's going to be streaming, or not streaming, it's going to start in 1 hour though. Yeah, let's try. Okay, and for anyone else who has any questions, just let me know. But at the moment, we're just going to cover news. So, yeah, I hope I hope you like your news because that's what I think will happen. I'll just put it. MLB is on. Oh yeah, let's try MLB as well. Oh, of course they have to do their Friday night SmackDown on Fox. Let's try ESPN 140. Okay, well, unfortunately, I have no access to any of the sports here on TV, but anything Fox or ESPN or ABC or Fox Sports 1 is okay with me, but anything Bally Sports or NBC Sports, any of those regional sports are not really on my radar. Oh, goodness. It's okay. We get to do Venezuela versus Canada, which is Copa America. How's it going, Willie Snyder? Who's going to win the Euro Cup? Funny that you say that. Originally, I picked Spain to win the whole thing, top to bottom, and I'll stick by that. But France is another very good, contender. Heck, they were the the FIFA World Cup champions. Um, yeah. Who else is facing? Um, okay. Let's look at who else is playing. Tomorrow we have England and Switzerland. I think, of course, England will win. Although Switzerland beating England could also be a very doable thing. And then we have, I think it's the Netherlands versus Turkey, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, Turkey, or however the heck you pronounce that spelling. Yeah, England and Netherlands. Yeah, the USA was eliminated in the group stage of the Copa America. First, they lost against Panama, and then with Uruguay, both by one goal. Isn't that crazy? Oh, hold on just a second. No, no. I'm sorry, guys. My mom came in, and I'm not very fond of my voice. She's got like some kind of autistic attack or something. So yeah. So y'all won't believe what I did. Over here in the front porch, we had a few blades of grass right there, and yeah, they were sticking out. So I ran the weed eater over them, and I was like, I don't care what anyone says, I'm gonna do it for once. Finally, I did it. Um, let's get you a little bit of the news, world news. Oh, excuse me. All right. Oh, oh yeah, Uruguay is they're still in it, and I think they're gonna be in the finals as well. Let me check the brackets. Brackets. Okay, let's look at the matches. And I guess that they will face either Argentina and whatnot. I think Canada is going to win this match, by the way. And then I think Colombia and Uruguay uh, are going to advance. That team's a very good team. They're severely underrated from a historical standpoint. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if they made a World Cup what's it called? A World Cup run. That's a cool screen, bro. Oh, thank you, Willie. This is my Discord. Yeah, no, nothing special. It's just a OBS. It's also a Chrome, and I also got Microsoft Edge. So let's read some of the news. All right, so here we have Putin's top banker issues somber warning on Chinese currency. And by the way, I'm going to alternate between the chat and the browser just so I don't leave y'all out. All right. Russia may not be able to rely on the Chinese currency as initially hoped, as Beijing's banks are forced to comply with U.S. sanctions imposed on Russian President Vladimir Putin's economy in war. Excuse me. In response to the war in Ukraine, Elvira Navalny, the governor of the Central Bank of Russia, said on Thursday that payment issues were one of the key challenges facing the Russian economy. The Central Bank of Russia has taken into account all possible risks, including the risk of suspension and exchange trading in the yuan. All right. By the way, if you have any questions while I read each of the news, you can ask them, all of y'all. Yep. Venezuela versus Canada is 48 minutes away. Okay. Russia had become increasingly dependent on the Chinese currency after the country was cut off from SWIFT. However, a number of China's state-owned banks have recently tightened curbs on funding to Russian firms. This was in response to the US's announcement in December to impose secondary sanctions on foreign banks conducting businesses or known as business with companies that support Russia and their defense industry. We take all the risks into account, says Navalny, Putin's top banker, told a press conference in St. Petersburg when asked whether the regulator sees any risk of exchange trading in the yuan being suspended. Navalny added that the Russia is not financially isolated, given that it still exports goods such as oil and natural gas to the global market. Do you think Trump would end the war if elected like he promised? Oh, that's a tough one. It's going to take a little bit of a careful thought. So, any one of y'all who are here, what do you think? Do you think Trump will end the war as he promised? He could, but ending a war takes the time, and we're not sure if Ukraine is going to agree to whatever terms, or Russia will agree to certain terms. And yeah, Ukraine, they want all of their territory back, and then Russia, they want to control certain parts of Ukraine. It's kind of tight. Risks of complete financial isolation may occur if the global market does not meet, need or export goods. Payments are made while they are needed, and economic entities and many countries need our market. The economic interest is in place, Navalny said. I'll just sit that there. We can do a little bit of the eBay browsing as well. Well, basically what they're saying is that Russia is bracing for China to pull. apart from some of the negotiations between Russia and China and with respect to the Ukraine war. Well, really, their yuan currency. And yeah, it's all due to the US imposing sanctions. All right. Any of y'all who are Fire King enthusiasts, enthusiasts, here's a good old find for y'all. Fire King, by the way, if you don't know what Fire King is they're basically a brand made by Anchor Hawking. Oh, we have a question from Willie Snyder. Do you think China will attack Taiwan as predicted in Nostradamus? He said a Red Navy will attack in the year 2024. Ooh, that's a good question as well. Let's research China versus Taiwan. Yeah. By the way, Kahaki is kind of like another company of American glassware. They used to have a glass or ovenware that was painted. They had multiple brands, and Jadeite was their most popular. Firms weigh removing Taiwan staff from China after death penalty threats. China uses Taiwan vessel. What China's historically. You know what? If I think if Taiwan gets attacked by China, it's gonna be a surprise because so far, there's not much tension. Like I know there's tension, but it doesn't quite constitute like the worries we would have. Like I guess there's not too much coverage of it yet as big of a scale as, for example, the beginning of the Russia-Ukraine war. Maybe it'll come as a surprise. Russian offensive in New York. 206th Battalion claims there is no support from the 41st Brigade. Soldiers from the 206th Rebellion, from the 241st Independent, or 206th Battalion of the 241st Independent Brigade of the Territorial Defense Forces, who have been seconded to the 41st Mechanized Brigade of the Torah since June, have complained of insufficient support from this foundation formation, which has yet to reply to this accusation. We claim there's no support. We're light infantry, territorial defense forces. Okay, I guess they're talking about a battalion and a brigade. And I guess the brigade has failed to provide support to the 206th Battalion. All right. Ukraine allies slammed Viktor Orban over Putin meeting. Let's see what it says. Hungarian Prime Minister and newly assumed Council of the European Union President Viktor Orban unannounced visit to Russia on Friday has sparked a wave of condemnation from European allies of Ukraine. Orban met with Russian President Vladimir Putin on a Friday morning to discuss peace proposals for Moscow's ongoing war in Ukraine. The visit, part of what Orban calls his peace mission, comes just after 3 days after he made a trip to Kiev and urged Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to consider a ceasefire. The the European Union and the United States remain strong allies of Ukraine, sending weapons and supplies to the country while sanctioning Russia for the invasion launched in 2022. Orban, meanwhile, is widely regarded as having the closest ties with Putin among EU leaders, and has attempted to halt efforts to support Ukraine. However, in a recent post on X, he called for putting the disputes past behind us while acknowledging his strained relationship with Ukraine. So basically, oh, another question from the Willie Snyder. Who do you think is currently winning the war in Ukraine? I feel that Ukraine is holding its own. Um, it depends on who you ask. Um, I guess it's kind of like a stalemate when it comes to that's a tough one actually. When it comes to Ukraine, like defending whatever territory Russia wants to invade. Well, here's the thing. If Russia wanted to invade the entire country of Ukraine, then I would say Ukraine is definitely defending very well. However, uh, how do you pronounce it? Crimea, Crimea? I'm just gonna look it up. Yeah, Crimea. Um, Ukraine, they don't just want a piece of Ukraine back. They want pretty much the whole land of Ukraine that has been held together by them and Crimea. And what else did they take over? Kharkiv or something? Well, let's look at the Russia Ukraine war map. Thankfully, they have an interactive map. Okay. Which territory has Russia taken? Okay, well, let's look at this. And by the way, I apologize if I'm not, you know, coming here in detail, but I'm trying to figure it out as well. So we have this territory, which I believe, well, let's look at contested, stable, mix control. Okay, so we've got this whole map, which shows these parts of Russia. I'm just making a fool of myself anytime. We've got this part here. I know that Luhansk is taken, and the Nets and Mariupol. I apologize if I mispronounce anything. Yeah. I mean, Ukraine is winning. There's no question. The real part of, and Ronnie, welcome in, Ronnie. Thank you for the like. I think that Ukraine is winning. No question. But the main goal that Ukraine wants is their whole territory, and I think Crimea and uh, whatever has been conquered by Russia, taken by Russia. But yes, I would say that Ukraine is doing well, especially for such a country that they've been. Yeah, I think that Orban, coming back to this article, has tried to make amends with Putin. However, the European Union is criticizing them because they don't want them to visit Putin. They don't want to talk to Putin. All right. Well, changing topic in terms of articles, we've got Javier Milei from Argentina. Make sure we've got no questions here. Okay. Argentine President Javier Milei has appointed Federico Sturzenegger. It sounds wrong, but that's his name. As the Minister of Deregulation and the Transformation of the State. Schwarzenegger, previously head of the central bank, will assume his new role and amid economic uncertainty. The new ministry aims to reduce public expenditure by reorganizing the national public administration. President Javier Milei has appointed him as the Minister of Deregulation. He was the former central bank head under President Mauricio Macri from 2015 to 2018, who will step into the newly created role amid economic turbulence driven by concerns over the country's financial health. This new ministry aims to restructure the national public administration with the process of reducing public expenditure, according to the decree. Schwarzenegger was a significant figure behind Milei's economic reform bill, particularly in the area of deregulation. Do you think that Putin is guilty of war crimes? No. Yes. Yes, he's definitely guilty of war crimes. Yeah. And if he was considered guilty by some committee or organization or court, then they would probably accuse him and, you know, enforce some criminal charges or whatever. Except that maybe Russia could, threaten to do what's it called? To launch a nuclear war against the West. But yeah, he is guilty. All right. Let's check the weather. All right. So here in Northwest Colorado, we have a red flag warning. Is that right? I apologize for haphazardly moving the screen, but I just want to make sure that everything looks good. Yeah, it looks like it. And New Mexico, they have a severe storm watch, and heat advisory from the looks of it in South New Mexico, Arizona, Southwest at least mostly the West. They have what is that? Oh, excessive heat. And all the way through Nevada, who, by the way, has a tropical storm warning and red flag warning. And in Northern California, we have, what is this, special marine warning and excessive heat warning as well for the rest of California, it looks like. And yeah, Oregon is having some heat, it's having some storms, red flags, and it's not looking good. Same thing for Washington and northwestern Montana. And then we look down south to the United States. They got a hurricane local statement as well, and hurricane watch as Hurricane Beryl is on the way. And we have Hawaii right there. Flood watch, no, wait, coastal flood statement. So it could easily wipe out if it even reached that statement. Oh, flood watch, yeah, I guess so. Not quite yet, but indeed, something to monitor. And what the heck is happening in Alaska? A fire weather watch, a special weather statement, a marine weather statement, or a hurricane local statement. I'm not sure what it is, but whatever's happening, can't even tap. Oh, well, I can. Oh, well, I gave it a shot. All right, let's go into sports. So we've got Yahoo Sports, who we're going to look at. And yeah, let's look into NBA free agency. We've got LeBron James returning to the Lakers with a lucrative 2-year contract worth $104 million. Dollars. That includes one of only two no trade clauses, apart from Bradley Beal. James declined his player option with the expectation of signing a new deal last year, then got a little bit of an incentive to return to the Packers when he drafted his eldest son, Bronny James, with the number 55 pick. And he liked to play with his eldest son before retiring. Oh, that's sweet. Do another TFC closing logos. I have a channel for that. Clotener Orthodoxis Tickets. Yeah. If you're in the Northeast, you're screwed. LOL. Yeah. It's tough. And the worst part is there's a heat wave through most of the United States. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this guy who wants to see our logos. It's something that I used to do long before doing live streams of stuff. But KLTNRR, there's the link if you want to watch it. That's where I post most of my logos. And if I find anything, I'll post it right there as well. And but yeah, I had to remove many of them due to copyright issues. All right, let's see. MLB. These are the games right now for the MLB. Mets up or trailing 2-8 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. The St. Louis Cardinals trailing by two in Washington. We are tied in New York against the Red Sox, Yankees. And then we have San Francisco Giants versus the Cleveland Guardians, who are leading 3-0. And yeah, let's see how Willie Sanger is doing. Rays and Texas Rangers are at the bottom of the second at the tied at 0. And Houston's up 3-0 against Minnesota. The Royals are up 1-0 against the Rockies. And the Baltimore Orioles. Okay. Okay, these are other games. Okay. Oh goodness. Joe Buck is returning to MLB broadcasting. Goodness. Broadcasts. That's unfortunate. Joe Buck was supposed to do a MLB broadcast, but it got rained out. And now he'll call July 29 against the Rangers. Yeah, Joe Buck, he's a big St. Louis Cardinals fan. The Rockies are at the bottom of the MLB. Let's check that. If that is so, then yikes. Okay, this is the American League, so they would do the National League then. And yes, they won 30 games and lost 57, tied with the Marlins. And then GB, they're lower than the Marlins. So yeah, how's it looking here? Oh, the White Sox. The White Sox are worse. I've heard a few anecdotes, and again, I never really watched the NML. I'd like to apologize if I have a hard time talking. But in the MLB, I've heard that the White Sox blow leads in ways that are unimaginable. So, yeah, watch out for that. All right. Let's just a little bit of Instagram. Let's check a NFL. Not much to report. Trevor Lawrence signing and section and extension. And let's look at soccer, which is real, real, real hot. Let's look at what Spain has done. Well, let's look at this first. France knocks out Portugal on penalties after a bore draw. I will make a shirt. We are still better than White Sox. Yeah, go ahead. It's a fact, and you can't take that away. Darn those White Sox. France are through to the Euro 2024 semifinals after a 0-0 stalemate ended in a penalty shootout. It took until an hour that had passed for this game to suddenly spring into life following a downward opening period. Portugal strike first, forcing back-to-back saves from Mike Maignan. First from a Joao Cancelo shot, and then from a Ronaldo back heel. And at the other end, Ruben Diaz makes a sliding block to stop a Colomwani shot, followed by an excellent chance to score itself by Eduardo Camavinga. Considering France hadn't scored from open play, extra time was perhaps a given. Cristiano Ronaldo had a shot at it, but eventually failed. Let's see what happened. Of course, Dembele scored the opening spot kick and was matched by Ronaldo. Yusuf Fofana or Fofana, depending on what France has to say, netted it. And Bernardo Silva scored as well. And then Koundé stepped up for France. And then Joao Felix was the first one to miss when he hit the post. And then substitute Randy Barcola scored, and then Nuno Mendes scored as well. And then Theo Hernandez was the one who scored the game-winning penalty shot. Hey, I have to run producing my Spotify. Oh yeah, Willie. It was nice to have you, and you're more than welcome to come back when I come live. I had no idea when I was actually going to start this. I wanted to start this like at 9, but stuff kept interfering me. I had a bad, well, not bad sleep per se. Well, the point is, you go make that podcast for tomorrow, and I wish you the best of success. I'm not sure if I'll leave after 2 hours or if I'll be here. Oh, thank you. It's a format in development, so nothing is final, but I appreciate it. And yeah, there's always room for improvement. And that's what I've been doing for the last couple of months. But it was a nice pleasure to be here with you. Take care, fella. And we'll see you whether it be on Team SOS or whether it be here. Yeah, Spain wins with a dramatic quarterfinal with last gasp extra time goal. And they are through to the semi-final of Euro 2024 with the most dramatic of the last minute goals that saw them win 2-1. Pedri suffered a heavy challenge from Tony Cruz. Cruz, Unai Simon. Man, Germany was pressing hard during the second quarter, the second half of the regular time. And Germany is so. It felt like Spain could have lost, but they came through during extra time. Yeah. And then, of course, they won in the shoot. No, not the shootouts. At minute 119 or 120, Spain scored, I think. Merino scored a big goal And then Unai Simon was the one to finish off with a big save. All right. Back here. All right, guys. Let's get this here. Um, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do now. You know, I could also react to the game that's going to be playing in a few minutes, which is Venezuela versus Canada. What do y'all think? Those of y'all who are still here. I talk so awfully. It's like not even English. All right. Well, I'll be right back in a few minutes, but in the meantime, I'm just gonna, you know, have a little bit of a break right here. I'll be right back, guys. Don't worry. Hey guys, I gotta leave. We have to fill up our cars in case we have a hurricane. So, hate to say it, but if there's no further ado, let's groove out. Thank you guys for sticking around. Sorry that we had a short stream, but we do have to go. Uh, I'll see y'all sometime in the near future. Peace.